Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. That's right. You betcha. That's how the hell this works around here. Yes. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. All right. Anywho, yes, you're first. You are first. The tribal chief is always first. Paul the Big Lamb's in the house. That is right. Brandon from Australia. Dave goes, oh, brother, where art thou? Yes. Well, that is a really good movie. I'll tell you that. With a damn good soundtrack. I love that soundtrack. Dude, check out the Hall & Oates record War Babies. Actually, you're right. Produced by Todd Rundgren. Actually, really good record. Yes, Mix here. Like I said, Mix here. Brandon's here. Dave's here. Everybody is here. Yes. I haven't seen you in a while, Dave. I'll tell you that. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching and subscribing. We got a new subscriber, Michael P. Dawson. I think he used to sub to this channel a long time ago, but he's showing up again now, and that's always nice. Always remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you feel like it, smash the like button, double check your subscriptions. Make sure that I'm in there somewhere, because you never know what the hell we're going to do on this damn show. That is a fact. Of course, we'll explain in a minute or two the title, Blue Days, Black Nights, Jamming with Edward on Funky Cold Medina. Yeah, that's a lot this time, but there's reasons for all of that, actually. There is. Yes, Johnny L in the house here, too. That's right. Hi, Dave. How come you're not popping up in the chat? I don't know why he's not popping up in the chat. I see him in the chat. Not sure. Maybe you blocked me by accident. I don't know. That'd be weird. I see you right here. That don't make a lot of sense, but whatever. I've heard of weirder things around when it comes to blocks and unblock. Whatever the hell. I don't know. I don't call you being blocked by me. Fred, how are you? Good to see you as well. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's see. So, Saturday morning show, birthday show. Yeah, that's right. This old fuck's 58. Dave needs to unblock me. Everybody could see you, Fred. Well, I could see Fred too. And like I said, I could see you. I put you right up on the screen, so I'm not quite sure what the hell's going on. But that's all right. It's all good. So we had a lot of we had a good day Saturday. We did after the show. I went to South Central Missouri and doled around. I've got a few record and CD finds to show you. Not a hell of a lot, but I can never see Dave. Just tried my other account. I can't see. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Jeez. But unfortunately, I mean, I did get to go to, what was it? A big resale shop and three antique antique malls. And, well, I'll tell you, the one place I went to, a couple 145s, I'm not kidding you. But I'm usually trying to be quick about this shit now. I really, really do. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah, same. Odd. Doing goodly, VGR. Yes, indeed. Doing goodly, indeed. Toby has been very, very, very vocal today. Kind of has the case of the zoomies she did earlier. I don't know. Maybe she'll make an appearance. I love record. Yeah, you see the record shopping at the antique malls. We'll talk about that in a minute. I ended up getting my 45s and the CD finds actually from the resale shop after going through, I'm not kidding you, a couple 145s. And I have to say this. The last time I was there was late last year, early this year, when I accidentally discovered the place, okay? And I found really good stuff back then. Oh, did I ever. This time, not so much. I only ended up getting a half a dozen 45s, and they were 50 cents a piece. You really couldn't screw it up that much, you know. Weather's warm here today. Feeling like a snooze, but doing well nonetheless. I don't blame you. I took a mini nap, like a 90-minute nap today after I was all done with everything. But so the thing is that we got through that, and like I said, 2 CDs and 6 45s. That's what I end up. Show my comment for Brandon. Which comment? I don't know. I feel stupid. Oh, here we go. That's too bad. Maybe you've been a little too happy on the trigger finger lately. I don't know. I don't understand it. So, but there, oh God, there was some stuff in that. There was a lot of R&B. Okay, bunch of soul. Seriously, we're talking mostly 70s and 80s and early 90s. Okay, which I was able to pick up a couple things. I salvaged the best condition stuff I could find out of all that shit. There was some 60s garage, 60s psych. Oh God. The one that really got me, and I just did a good deep judge on it, and I'm like, there's no way. It was a 1968 single on Decca from The Hobbits, which I'm like, I listened to it on YouTube. Thank God for YouTube and my phone reception. That's how I pick and choose some of this stuff, you know. And it was too wasted. The 45 was too trashed. There was no way I could have saved it. And it also had that stupid metal 45. Remember the metal ones that they used to do in the 50s and the 60s? It's a bitch to get those things out. And sometimes you even damage the records even further by trying to get them out. I actually had maybe about 4 or 5 45s, 2 of them being Elvis, unfortunately, that are stuck with those metal things, and I will never remove them because I have seen some catastrophes happen when they get that stuff. I can't see anything from Dave. Guys, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see real quick, since I don't know why the hell you guys wouldn't see anything. Yeah, I don't know. Dave, you're not on my band guest list. I have a very short list. You're not on it. So I don't know what's going on, but it has nothing to do with you. Let's see. Maybe we should restart the stream. I'm being shadow banned. Is that better than shadow dancing? I have no clue. Went to bed too early. Woke up at half past 3 in the morning 20 minutes ago. Consequently, I don't know whether to shit or go blind. Some people have done both. Yeah, I know you are. And, Toby. Come here. It's one of the VC favorite felines. Yes. It's your public. It's your adoring public. Look, there. That's the camera right there. Look. I know you're disgusted, aren't you? There you go. They love you, though. I love you, even if you are weird. Yeah. What do you think of that? Brandon's out there watching. He thinks you're a little lamb and a little ham. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Maybe? Possibly? All right, whatever. Go away. Yeah, I know, right? Toby! That's right. We try at least get one appearance of Toby. Good evening, Paul. Good to see that you're on. Need a good pick-me-up. Well, anytime, buddy. Anytime. Managed to grab the rail at 3 different death metal shows this past week. Yes. I had, yeah, I don't know who the hell this is, but, anyways. Buddy of mine, one of my buddies actually got his first guitar pick at a heavy metal show over the weekend, I guess. Sorry, I don't remember the name of the band. It wasn't a big one, I'll tell you that. Dave has no idea who Jeff is, but neither do I. So, what I was getting at though on all of this is that I at the antique malls, I must have went through at least about 100 albums, a few trashed Beatle albums, which there was nothing I didn't already have, or if I did not have it, they were too damaged. It was ridiculous and overpriced too. I got half excited for 2 seconds. You're gonna go, oh God, Paul. I found a Partridge Family lunchbox with the thermos, okay, from like 1970. And it was in great shape, seriously. And I was like, holy crap. And I thought it said 1350. I was going to buy the damn thing, sit on, hold on to it for a while and then probably resell it. But no, I misread a zero. It was $135 fucking dollars. I ain't fucking paying $135 for a Partridge Family lunchbox. Fuck that. That's not happening. Isn't that right, Toby? Yeah, she don't give a shit. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to tell you who I think the real Jeff is, all right? The real Jeff is Gas Mask's Hand Grenades. That's his channel. He's got a cool channel, Jeff does. The real Jeff. Okay. Go check it out when you got time. Tell him Psycho sent you. Yeah, up your lunchbox. And the thermos, too, though. That's the only way I'll get the damn things, man. I explained to my bestie Donna Jo Cat Lady, because she was with me, my manager per se, and I'm just like, yeah, I won't. They made a Beatles one, of course, in '64. Maybe they might make 2 of them. I just remember seeing the one in baby blue, which has been reproed, So I'm like, I really don't care about that one very much. But they made a Monkees one in '66, '67, and I'm looking for that damn thing. If I ever find that, and as far as I know, they never reproduced that one. I'll even settle for the one that they made in '97, which they stuck, I think, some VHS was in them, like it was a Rhino promotional thing. Yeah, I know, $135. That's bullshit. I found some other lunch boxes for like $20 or less, but they were metal, but they were like early '80s metal. No, not the good stuff like Judas Priest or Scorpions. How's it hanging, Psycho? How's it hanging? How are you? I want to thank the 2 dozen people that are here already. Yes, nothing can get past you, John. That is exactly right. A Dukes of Hazzard. See, that's a good one. That's a good one. And it even had whiskey from Waylon Jennings in the thermos, too. Those Deb Duke boys. So, had a nice breakfast and everything, and I was so upset because the collectible, one of my honey holes was not opened. And I even purposely waited later, and they were not open. And I was like, oh, man, that's half the reason why I came up here. But they don't have a contact number, at least that I know of, and all the other stuff. So, well, that's probably the last time I'm going to be going up there this year. So I'll have to go torture them maybe, I don't know, when it ain't so wintry. I'm jamming wings. That's cool. That is cool. So here's the fun part, if you can call it fun. I had a cracked tooth, and it appears that it did a little bit more. I was able to get into the dentist today, where, yes, we gave it antibiotics because we don't want it to get infected. Fun stuff. Unfortunately, because this nonsense now has happened, I have now had to postpone my colonoscopy until February. It's the earliest they can get me in. I was just like, oh, God. Are you eating hot wings or listening to Paul McCartney? Maybe she's doing both. She could be doing both. And then, maybe she's getting a delivery, an Uber delivery from Buffalo Wild Wings. And when they ring the doorbell, she just can say, "Let him in." Oh, I know that was fucked up, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't it? I always felt odd about getting guitar picks from bands, but I do have a few from Sentinel Beast, See, and that's awesome shit. Seriously, that really, really is. Now, you got me on Sentinel Beast. I don't know what that is, but I know who Dick Dale and Dave Allen are. What a drag it is getting old. Yeah, no kidding. I feel like I'm falling apart all the damn time. My new leg that I've had for 2 years is starting to do weird stuff. I'd rather have the hot wings. Yeah, I don't blame you. So, anyways, yeah, I'm like I said, I remember Dave Allen. I think I've even got somewhere in my collection, John. We all are almost dead. A Christmas album he did on CD. Excuse me. Damn it. I'm eating deep thoughts and letting the music make it easy with the gastric system. Yes, indeed. All right. Sentinel Beast was an 80s. Oh, nice. I never heard of him. You got me on that one, bud. I'll have to look into Sentinel Beast. Excuse me. I don't have any band from Sacramento, but I do have a band I'm going to show in a little while that involved Bay Area musicians. As one of the CD finds. But let me get started. Yeah, I ate chili before a colonoscopy. Yeah, I bet your premiums went up. Hey, I'll tell you, I ate chili before a colonoscopy. My premiums went up. No respect at all. Yeah. 80s thrash. Ooh, to be young again. No shit. I would love to go back. You know, I gotta confess something. Okay. I don't know if I've brought this up before. I mean, they say everybody's got regrets. The ones that say they don't have regrets, they're full of shit because they do have regrets. They just don't want to tell you. Even if they're minor regrets, they're still regrets. I did it wrong in my life. Sure, I think we all did, right? We took the left road instead of the right or whatever the hell. I think, out of all honesty, I should have fell in love with my mistress more. My mistress being music, of course. And, you know, I missed up. I fucked up on a few opportunities that I could have had, including one where I would have been an intern at a Chicago radio station. But the problem is I was trying to make a living. And being an intern it's one thing if you're 18, 19 years old and you're still living in your mama's basement for a little while. It's another thing when you're around 30, 31 and you've got kids and you got a family. It's a little bit rougher to do that. But what I really would have done is in high school, maybe for my work program, I would have tried to have gone and been a work intern at the station next town over. I was able to drive by then. Maybe I could have done that. I definitely would have gone and worked at a record store, so I could have figured out the ins and outs of how to work. You know, we had an Oranges, which of course was like a Peaches knockoff. I probably could have just worked there. At least that was a minor chain in Chicagoland at the time, or Rose Records later on. And I could have figured out some more stuff in the 80s, going into the 90s, into the CD age. I tried to figure that shit out, and maybe still have gone into radio as well, maybe doing both. I don't know. I could have done that for a few years instead of having the low self-esteem that I happen to have and getting married right away at day before my 20th birthday. I keep saying to myself that I would have had my kids still. It just would have been later down the road. You know, if kids were meant to be for me, it would have still happened. You know, the lineup maybe would have changed, but I still would have had that, you know? And of course, being 58 now, this is what I do, right? I do this. And I love doing this for you people. And I know radio sucks now. It has for about at least 15, 20 years. I wanted one last ride, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Over the last couple of years, there have been this close to getting a radio show on with my buddy Doug Fields, host of the Vinyl Grotto. I'm not even going to tell you the reasons for why it didn't happen. Some of them I think were personally bullshit. Other ones were just, I don't know, last minute lineup changes on the dial. And, you know, I really thought that I still had something to give. But saying that, radio, most of it anyway, unless you land on a college station, which you're not going to get money to be on a college station, you don't really have the free form to be able to play stuff like I know we really don't have the freedom exactly to do it here either, because YouTube likes to fucking ding us a lot on a lot of shit. But that's what I maybe would have done. That's how I should have done starting in the mid 80s. I could have had 10, 15, maybe 20 years in the business, not only in records, you know, record business and radio. I could have seen it from both sides now, as Judy Collins said it best. But here we are. I'm not complaining. I got a nice audience here. I do. I remember somebody went off and asked me once, and considering that Chicago is the third largest market in radio, at least in the 90s, did I ever really want to be big? No, I never wanted to be big. My favorite DJ was Bob Stroud. I've brought up Bob's name before, and people from Chicagoland area, and maybe some of you guys might have been able to pick him up in the Milwaukee area. For if you're around there, would have known who Bob Stroud was. He was one of the professors of the College of Rock and Roll Knowledge. He would play stuff that either you never heard or rarely heard, and he always had a story, kind of like what I do. I think Bob was my inspiration for all that. All right. I never had a chance to meet Bob Stroud. I always wanted to. And Bob just got inducted this couple weeks ago into the Route 66 Illinois Music Hall of Fame. He deserves it. He deserves it very, very well for that. So I don't know. There's a lot of days I just don't want to get up in the morning. I really don't. And then there's just a lot of days that I'm like, what the fuck am I still doing here on this third stone from the sun, as Jimi Hendrix said it best? I don't know. So until I can figure out a damn answer, I guess we're just going to keep doing this, right? I am so sorry. I'm so behind on everything. I just was fucking yapping all over the best. Shit, where do I even go start? Okay. Death Angel, Flotsam and Jetsam, Megadeth. I never had anything from Death Angel. Flotsam and Jetsam and Megadeth, yes. Yep, well, I'll have regrets. The only thing I would change if I could go back is my perception of life. That's true, too. Like I said, though, best thrash I saw was Venom Slayer, Exodus in 85. That would have been kick-ass. Exodus actually played a small venue here, maybe about 8 to 10 years ago. I was really surprised by that. Yeah, should have wore the fez. I could have been a jester, could have been a joker, a toker, and a midnight. I just fucked that up. Fate's Warning, Testament, Anthrax, Exodus, Annihilator, so many. Radio is dead, Paul. You're right. That's why I said they should let AM radio, the dead band, go to the public. Hello, yeah, I heard your kid go with a cold. My kid is coming down with something, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna end up getting it. Congrats. Getting old, mostly negative. One positive, you let go of hangups, no longer self-conscious, and hopefully more self-aware. My sleeping pattern is messed up. It's very fucked up, and it's probably my fault too. I do have stellar people. I love my family, even if some of them don't currently talk to me right now, and I don't know why. I really don't. And I love my family. I love my friends. And I love you guys. And I consider some of you guys my really good friends. Really Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. Could be worse. You could be 40. Oh, stop. Stop. I'm coughing up phlegm. Spot on, 4D man. Right on, Tina. Jack Handy is the shit. Getting old doesn't bother. Well, you don't have to. You just didn't you say you just turned? Oh, I don't want to do that. You didn't say you just turned 40, right? No, that doesn't sound right. I had a radio station out of Huntington Beach that was interested in me recently, but the format, yeah, see, and that's the thing. Yeah, and the pay nowadays, they don't. If I make it to 80s, that's good enough for me. I'll be lucky if I make it to 60. I'd rather take the welfare check, to be honest. Well, the way I'm going, I may end up having to do that if my body keeps falling apart. Yeah, no, it's getting sick is nothing to celebrate. Yeah, I know. I realize this now. I don't get it. Did you grab any nice vinyl on your birthday? Yes, and we will show some of that in a little bit. Let's jam some tunes. You're right. We're gonna do that. Haha, you made it when you get a troll account. I had one a few months back, actually. I remember finding out about it. Yeah, well, soon, Lisa. That's right. Not yet. I'm going 43 in November. Okay. See, you don't look 43. I want to be younger. I wouldn't mind being younger, but like I said, I'd rather be 18 years old and back in 1985 again, and just try to do things differently. If you ever drop your keys in Nevada lava, forget them, because man, they're gone. Ain't that the truth? Thank you, Ken and Barbie and everybody else. I wish that I knew what I know now when I was younger. Didn't they have a song like that? Was it the Byrds that had that, or Tom Petty or something? I don't know. Yeah, where's Dusty Shins? You see, that's it. Hey, it's Moonracer. How you doing? I want to go back to my teen years and enjoy it more with all that pre-K-pop stuff. Everybody does. Everyone does, Terry. Jam the tunage, my brother. I'm getting there. The faces. All right. To my 24 people, I love you all. My 24 people. That'll probably be the next one, loser list. Busted Dusty Nuts. Busted Dusty Nuts. That ain't right. By the way, before we get into this, please smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. If inclined, please donate, because all the donations that go into this little oddball show, cheap coffee, cheap records, and to help offset that StreamYard fee that we have every month. That is a fact on that, as Mello would say, fact. I just went over to Jason Rojas's real quick. It depressed me immediately, and I had to come back. Well, thank you. I'm sorry that Jason depressed you. Yes, faces did it. That's it. Yeah, stay here where depression doesn't exist. Well, we try not to. Memories, how they glisten in the moonlight. Anyways, yeah, Jason's further. Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not an audiophile. I'm not. But I do like some of the music he plays, because I've never heard it. So, Blue Days, Black Knights, jamming with Edward on Funky Cold Medina. Kicks ain't hard to fight. Never mind. Paul Revere and Raiders said it best. I didn't like the Monkees version of that in '86. I thought that was lame. Groovy darling, baby. Yeah. Rest in peace, Sonny Curtis. We were going to do something on Sonny Curtis last week, and I, as the idiot, forgot. Can you see my post, Lisa? Barbara Streisand had her dog cloned. Yipe. Yowzers. So Sonny Curtis died on September 19th at the age of 88 of pneumonia. Started out being guitarist on early 1956 Buddy Holly Blue Days Black Nights. See what I did there? And rocking around with Ollie V. He'd leave in late 56, but then come back in late 58 to join the Crickets till Buddy's death, and then into late 59 when he was drafted in the military. Let's play that Buddy Holly song, Blue Day, Black Nights. Buddy's first Decca 45. Yeah, you know what? The real ones command big money. They also were, unfortunately, easily bootlegged. I'm not sure how to check them. But take a stab. 1956 for that. Yes. Dusty Lisa, listen. Yeah, we're gonna get to that very shortly, Terry. Actually, I have to mention this though. Speaking of Buddy Holly, I tripped on a documentary I did not even know about yesterday, and I'm going to tell you guys, if you're a big Buddy Holly fan like I am, go catch it. I did not know that Paul McCartney. See, where's now Richard will be perking his ears up. Paul McCartney, through his MPL Productions back in 1987, it was filmed in 86, I'm told. The real Buddy Holly story. And Paul is in this thing in and out, okay, appropriately. But there's a lot of Buddy Holly stuff in there. They interview a lot of the people very close to Buddy at that time that were still alive. And you actually that's the first time you get to hear the Beatles doing That'll Be the Day in 58 by As the Quarrymen. You hear that about a good, 7-8 years before Anthology. You hear most of it, not all of it. And there's some interesting color film, and there's a little bit of live Buddy you hear. But I came walking away realizing some things, seriously. Norman Petty was an ass. I'll tell you that right now. That man, quote, I'd rather see you dead than owe you the money, pay you the money that I owe you. I'm like, oh, that was in late 58. He said that. And I'm like, oh, man. And Maria Elena, his Buddy's wife, his new wife, she was not stupid. She was a secretary at a song publishing company. She knew some things. She was trying to help Buddy and the band. Oh yeah. So maybe people were too quick to knock her, on that one. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, Paul does a version, I think, of Words of Love, if I remember right, in there. So check it out. Yeah, 70 Themes were bangers. KRP, definitely. Real Buddy Holly Story is a great doc. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, yeah, more of a Sanford and Son guy, you big dummy. Lisa, I saw Cap the other day on Rachel's. He was on Rachel's? Quincy Jones wrote that. Yes, the Sanford and Son theme. Definitely the best TV song, bar none. Yep, Quincy clinched. That's right, Kevin Gray. Funky as fuck. I think Buddy Holly is one of the singers McCartney impersonates in Fab music video coming up. Yes, that's right. I think he did both. I think he impersonated Hank Marvin and Buddy Holly in that one. Knockers up. Don't talk to him anymore. Yeah. So anyways, so then I remember I mentioned here, 4D, it was Hank Marvin. Okay. So he gets drafted in the military in late 59. While he's in basic training, he bumps into Jerry Allison, of course, at that time, former Cricket. But now he's working with the Everly Brothers, okay, which the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly, they did tours together. Okay, so it was kind of like a tight knit circle. They bring that up briefly in the documentary. You know, basically they mentioned Everly Brothers, Eddie Cochran to a small extent, and then of course Paul Anka was getting ready to join the circle, I guess, at least his buddy's circle. But so while he's on a 3-day pass over at basic training, Jerry Allison bumps into him and says, "Hey, you know, next thing you know, Sonny Curtis goes off and writes this little gem. I know you guys have heard this. Everly Brothers walk right back. I think, I don't know, on a record collecting standpoint, I do remember coming across an Everly Brother promo 45, but they used to do them on gold vinyl for Warner, which I thought was pretty damn cool. And I don't know if it was Walk Right Back or Kathy's Clown. It was one of those two that I saw. Yeah, he bought it in 73. There was a bidding war. I thought this was kind of funny. The other two people that were going for this, Alan Klein, which I thought was hilarious, because somehow Paul found out, I think in like late 72, he heard whispers that Alan Klein was thinking about getting it. And Warner Chappell Music were the two biggies. Funny part about it, Paul outbid them both, and I'm like, good. I'm glad Macca got it, because if it went into Klein's hands, you probably know what the fuck would have happened with that stuff. He would have choked it. He would have choked it, and half of the stuff that has come out since would not have been out. Yeah, time's too weird to get my head around. Another function of getting old. But I'm still looking for some of those. Yeah, Everly Brothers, I have all their batteries. Yeah, I did not know Reba did a good. Two Yanks in England is great. You are right, Terry. I am proud to say that I have a white label promo of that, and it's super clean. And the Hollies are the backing ground, along with Reg White, aka future Elton John. All on that Two Yanks in England album. Yep, MJ owned the Beatles too. I never understood how someone else could. Truth, I think Michael Jackson was a dick when he did that. Yeah, outbidding. That exactly. Talk about revenge. That was a good one. I'm glad that Macca won that. You're getting old when you're having more brain farts than usual. Yeah. Maybe I need to start taking stuff for that. I've seen commercials of that kind of stuff. Yeah, Reba McEntire. Anne Murray covered the song too, Johnny L says. Yes, indeed. So, where do we go next? I still have more on this, actually. I said more on. That is true. McCartney did give him the advice. He probably should have been very picky choosy. Jam it all. That's right, jam it all. So then in the early 60s, Sonny wrote I Fought the Law, which of course, big hit. Bobby Fuller, Clash, God knows who else. And the song More Than I Can Say. He also contributed to Eddie Cochran's last sessions, including that song 3 Steps to Heaven, which we've played that on a previous show. But let's play, which of course Leo Sayer would end up covering this in the 70s. And I never heard the original of this until maybe about last year. My friend Doug Fields got a Blue Label promo of this and played it for me. And I was just like, wow, okay. 1960 crickets. So there was, or 61, I think. I'm sorry. So there was a guy backstage that said, Buddy Holly Six got incarnate. And it was a picture of the Quaker Oat. Of course, they didn't stick around. He disappeared. Good. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Ted Kennedy. I've heard that version too. Jello is a communist. All right. All right. Speaking of quote sex god stuff about Buddy Holly. Oh God, I can't believe I know this. Supposedly, there's a rumor that sorry, I'm trying to adjust. Buddy played. It was either the Apollo or the Paramount Theater in New York, and Little Richard was on the bill. And Little Richard had a couple women in the dressing room the dressing room area of Little Richard's. Supposedly, Buddy Holly and had some fun before he was supposed to go on. He's like, "Oh crap!" Zipped up and went out there already. I would have said, "Oh boy, to that." So we get to 1970, the last one here on the story that I'm going to talk about. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Tutti Frutti, big booty. That was part of the original lyric. Something about grease it, don't force it. I can't remember. There was dirtier lyrics originally to that thing. So in 1970, well, he hits TV theme gold, doesn't he? He kind of does. With this little song that, well, if you guys watched Mary Tyler Moore, you of course saw a clipped version of this. But this one here is a 2-minute, 14-second version. It has a slight feel towards the end of that song. It has a slight Gordon Lightfoot, if you could read my mind, love, what a twist. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Cheers theme. I love Cheers theme. Bobby V in 61 covered Leo Sayer. Oh, see, I didn't know that either. Yep, Newhart theme. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? That is right. Husker Du. I think I heard that. I really actually think I heard that a long time ago. Yeah. Hill Street Blues is a nice theme. Bob James. Whew, I thought my memory was going there. Imagine the checks he got. Well, see, that's the thing, though. I mean, I bet you there's something weird in the contract or something that I guess obviously every season. Yeah, because they go by every season. Because that's what happened with Brady Bunch or something. Because they only did that. What was it? The Peppermint Trolley did the first season. Then after that, they went with the Brady Kids. So it's like it's a per season basis, I guess, per contract. I don't know how the hell. Is the MASH theme on vinyl? I don't know. I like debating the merits of nostalgia with avant-gardist Stunty. He hates it, and I live in it. You get feisty. Well, you know what? I live in nostalgia too, because I would rather be back in the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s. Hell, I'll go back to the 60s when I was only like a little baby. I guess it kind of does a little the first couple of. When's the next round of Jeopardy? You know, I don't know, but I'd like to do game show again. I miss it. Don't forget the Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Yes, classic Lisa. Was that Andrew Gold? What show was Eddie Van Halen's? One Day at a Time. Yeah, One Day at a Time. That was the name of the show. I like that show too, mostly. All right. Yes. Oh, who got me? Hang on a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna even bother with that. Yeah. One Day at a Time. All right. CD finds from this weekend. CD finds. This first one here. I'm sorry if you're not going to be able to see this very well, especially with the glare. But from 1997, from a band named Zero. That's right. From a band named Zero. Here's the front. Here's the back. This is the band I told you about that had a bunch of Bay Area musicians. And basically, Zero was technically formed in 1980 by a bunch of Bay Area musicians, including Steve Kimmick, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, and John Cipollino originally, who was, of course, in Quicksilver Messenger Service. All right. So, but this album here in 97, the album Zero, you have Greg Anton, Steve, Bobby Vega, Chip Rowland, Martin Fierro, rest in peace on him, and lyrics by Robert Hunter, who, of course, did lyrics for Grateful Dead and some of the offshoot projects like Kingfish and just a bunch of other ones. Also guesting on here, Pete Sears, who, of course, was in Jefferson Starship, and others, and Diane Mangaro. Cannot even read my writing. And I've seen Diane Mangaro somewhere, too. I can't remember. I think maybe she ended up in a version at one point or another of Jefferson Starship, The Next Generation, when Paul Kantner was alive, and other guests. So I present to you the opening track off of this album here from Zero in 97, called Pits of Thunder. Yes, Pits of Thunder. And for some people, that would be extremely talented arm farts.
Harold has metastatic prostate cancer, but like
Oh,
you,
shit, it
Harold
ended
has
early.
stuff to do.
I thought I had about another half
medicine
minute.
used to treat.
Oh, well, my bad, guys, my bad. Yeah, they started in 1980, and I think he is a white dude. Yes, I don't know if they've got. Although, okay, the dude's name that's singing most of this album is Judge Murphy. That's the dude's name. So, yeah. So Zero originally, like I said, got started in 1980 and has done stuff since. Yep. Got a night. You're welcome for the rabbit hole. I love doing that for people. Octoroon. Hey, James, how do you do? Yes. Meanwhile, before I get into the next little bit, we have a commercial. Not really a commercial.
This is it, this is it. This is life, the one you get. So go and have a ball. This is it, this is it. Straight ahead and rest assured, you can't be sure at all. So while you're here, enjoy your view. Keep on doing what you do. Hold on tight, we'll muddle through one day at a time, one day at a time. So up on your feet, somewhere that's music playing. Don't you worry now, just take it like it's on. One day at a time, 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 one day at a time.
That's right. That was Polly Cutler that sang that. I don't know who the hell Polly Cutler is, but Judge Murphy looks like a badass cowboy. I really enjoy the panelists with the exceptionally large twins. I don't know. I miss her. I don't know what's going on with her. I know who you're talking about. I miss her. I know she's been doing her own thing from time to time. All right. So that was Zero, right? Now we go to the second part of the title, which John Dark Wizard figured out. That was Pits O' Thunder. That was Pits O' Thunder is what it was. Worst comes to worst, you could always play it back in the replay because I think it comes up as well. But Pits O' Thunder. Nope, mine are still good. Anyways. That's right, jamming with Edward. I didn't even know they put this on CD. Okay, this is really like, I think somebody said this could be an import for all I know. But jamming with Edward, 1972, of course, CD, not vinyl. I had the vinyl copy a long, long time ago. And would you believe that this jamming with Edward made it to number 33 on the U.S. charts back in 72? Now, here's the thing. So you got Mick Jagger, Bill Wyman, and Charlie Watts from the Stones. So you got three of them, right? Nicky Hopkins and Ry Cooder. Now, this is all from a 69 jam session. So these tapes are already 3 years old by the time they release this thing. Now, the Edward is actually Nicky Hopkins, a nickname that was bestowed to him by Brian Jones back in the late 60s. He christened him with it, and Mick says, quote, "A nice piece of bullshit we cut in one night." Here's the front. Here's the back. Like I said, a very weird looking, it's yellow tinged CD. It's like piss yellow, I hate to say it. Off of a label called Point Blank Classic. I never seen this before. Like I said, really weird. This is all they leave you for liner notes. Very scant done on all this stuff. Yes, twins. You're welcome. Large jugs. Yes. So I present to you from Jammin' with Edward, the opening track, Boudoir Stomp. Oh, and I guess the other story I heard is that when Keith saw that Ry Cooder was there as a support guitarist, Keith stormed out. So he would have been, yeah. Added bonus was after the news, you got the first 30 minutes of a Johnny Carson from that night in 81. Slim Whitman was one of the guests, and you see Slim sing 2 songs, and he ends up on the guest couch and talks to Johnny. I thought that was pretty damn cool. I'm like, you just never know what you're going to find in YouTube. But I'm like, yep, Slim Whitman. All right. Yes, Freddie Fender. I used to know somebody who was a huge Freddie Fender and Slim Whitman fan. Seriously. In fact, if I remember correctly, that said person, I think she's gone now too, unfortunately, said she at least got to see them, each of them, at least one time live. Seriously. All right. So I ended up getting about that much for 45s, 50 cents a piece. So let me just show you, like I said, I oh my God. The Hobbits on Decca, that would have been nice from 68. All trampled on by an elephant. Ronnie Dante. I said Ronnie Dante. That is before Archie's Cufflinks was one of his earliest solo 45s. Completely destroyed. Couldn't fucking do anything with it. I was just like, I'm slightly going. There was even some early 60s soul and R&B toast. Couldn't do nothing with them. Boxcar Willie, just go look at the Gong Show appearance for Boxcar. I actually do have a signed Boxcar Willie album. He used to sign a lot of them back in the day, and they're easy to find, at least for me. I found maybe 2 or 3 copies over the years living here in Arkansas. Buck a piece. I mean, he's been dead a few years, too. So I ended up finding things like Clarence Carter, Dance to the Blues, on a very goofy label. Ichabod? I don't know, but that's the label, Ichabod, right? No, I'm not playing all of these. I'm just playing 2 of these things for you. A group, This is like late 80s stuff, early 90s. I never heard of Sound of New York. There was a lot of R&B and soul there that was so destroyed. I just was like, what the hell? The Time with Jungle Love. This one's going to go to Donna Joe Cat Lady. She's a big Time fan. Grandmaster Slice and Izzy Chill. Shall We Dance? Electric Slide. No, it is not the electric slide, that the shitty electric slide. It's not. Yeah, I love looking at 45s too. I went through, like I said, I would say between 1 and 200 45s. Didn't find no blank back Beatles. Oh boy, that would have been fun. Didn't find any of that. All of it. All of it. How about that for an answer? So we ended up finding 245, the last 245s. This one here, kind of neat, from 89. Yes. And in case you can't figure this out, and that's okay if you can't, it's Tone Loc's Funky Cold Medina.
And we go a little something like this. Hit it.
Oops, I cut the wrong thing. Fuck me. Oops. I never said this was a professional show. Let's see if I can pull this up really quick. Then there was another one that I found, but I love that song. I do. This one I never saw before, and I grabbed this one too. From 1988. And what struck me was I didn't know that they reactivated Ace Records. So let's play you. I'll show you what it is too in a second. I never heard of Cicero Blake. Okay. Got me on Cicero Blake. I have no clue. But from 1988, Stand By Me. Yes. Cicero Blake from 1988. Stand By Me. Really clean copy, too. A little dust, but really clean. Hey, Toby, what's your favorite 45? The Meow Mix commercial. Oh, boy, I could see that. Any other ones? Anything on the cat label. Johnny L will get that joke. I know he would. Anything else? Tom Jones. Aww. You know, I was liking you till you threw the Tom Jones out there. Yes, actually he did. That was pretty good. That's what I think too. See, he was smooth. But you know what? He only did 245s. That was it for Cicero. I don't know why. Sad. Oh, stop. Yes. But it did make a good hit for, oh God, what the hell? Damn it. Don McLean. It did. I want to thank the almost 30 people in here. I appreciate you guys spending time with me tonight. Are you going to come over here, Diva? Or are you just going to look at me weird? Yes, I know. Stretch. Stretch. Come on for a minute. Ah, jeez, what the hell? You're so... Come on. Hi, Faye. Do you know how difficult you are sometimes? Seriously. You really kind of... Oh, I love you too. I do love you. You gotta know that, don't you? You were laying in the bed when we were taking a nap. She usually does. She usually goes on the other side. She's on the one. She's got her little comfy corner, and then I'm there. It's like we end up taking mutual nap times for about an hour or two sometimes. Quit eating the cardboard. You don't need to be doing that. Yes. I got to see Don McLean sing Vincent live in Thanksgiving night, 1999, Woodstock Opera House. How many does it take to? I have some Alf records that Toby might like. I I don't know if Toby's ever seen Alf. To tell you that, I wrong audience, wrong audience. I just want to give all the best. I know, right? They're both cute kitties. 2. That's the correct how many. All right. We got 4 songs left in the queue. We'll be here for a little bit. I love you guys. Hell, maybe we may even go longer. What the fuck? I do have to get up at about 6:15 in the morning, but I'm off all this week. So I really don't give a shit. The old hometown looked the same. Even when I had a pristine 45 in that song for 20 years, I never realized he was headed for the electric chair. Yipes. How could I miss it? Shocking and revolting. But the catch is, did they put a sponge in the cap? That was the important part. See, that was a little dark humor, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We've got next. We have a pair. I decided to trick you guys. Okay, hang on. I decided to trick you guys by putting Rare Record Rewind towards the back end of the episode this time, but it's only a pair. Beatles Solo Session Spotlight will probably return tomorrow or whatever I'm doing my next episode. What do you mean don't give him the link? Why? Maybe he wants Link Sausage. Maybe he wants Lancelot Link. I don't damn know. I didn't even say anything. Yo, Brandon. Mellow Howdy Fact. Satan says, have a great night, everyone. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know. Hope you're doing goodly, Mellow. Goodly indeed. But, all right. Pair of Rare Record Rewind. Can't even talk. This one here. These are both from Ohio today. From the state of Ohio. But this one here is from the 1970s, but we don't have an exact year. But you know what? This could be a number 1 favorite band for meth heads. Oh boy. I know you're like, I already lost a couple viewers just because A, I might have said Ohio, or B, I said meth heads. Either one. But from the state of Ohio, the band Crystal Crank. Oh my. I don't make this shit up. Always Tomorrow. Maybe it is for the people that do Crystal Crank. I have no clue. Now this guy here, I don't know if he's ever done that, but still.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not sorry. You never gave the answer. I don't know how many like. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. What the hell, dude? You're sideways. You're fucking sideways. It's gotta be that shitty. It's gotta be that shitty steak in here right now. It's making him go sideways. Light up the sky, Bello. Light up the sky.
I'll play that for you, Tina, anytime.
Why do I see him back in the 70s show up at table with Eric and Hayden and everybody else?
Oh, yeah.
He'd outdo them all.
The things we feared most didn't even exist, but happy
That's pretty good.
That's what you get when you got Crystal Crank. Crystal Gale. Yeah, Crystal Crank opened for Crystal Gale and Billy Crystal. That's what happened. It was a crystal evening. It was actually Crystal Blue Persuasion. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Remember these days when you grow old and you will not feel the pain. The sins of the heart you can always resist. Your future's in heaven's gate. When your heart's been broken, your spirits are down. Don't hang your head low.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that briefly, actually, after this. Yeah, there you go. Crystal Light, yes. That's who sponsored the whole Crystal tour.
You got it, Brandon Brown.
That's
If
right.
that ain't
Crystal
70s
Crank.
rock, what is it?
Exactly. Now, did it say this? Kevin here goes off. Did anyone else catch the REO Speedwagon reunion over the weekend? So what happened was it was at a halftime for the University of Illinois, if I remember correctly, down there, the Illini, the Fighting Illini, over in Champaign, Urbana, and you ended up having. I thought this was kind of funny, to be honest with you, because the way it was originally mentioned, that it was going to be Alan Gratzer and Neil Doherty and Bruce Hall. Then at the last minute, Kevin Cronin was coming. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, and I'm like, I don't, he was very, very selective in the interview process. He used a lot of our or we instead of me, which is what he's used to doing. Yeah. Oh, Crystal Crank was released in 77. Thank you, Johnny.
What's Johnny L? What's up, brother?
And so the thing is, one of the interviewers went off and asked if REO was going to get back together again.
Right.
And there was Alan right away, I guess, had his arms crossed. There was a lot of defensive behavior around Cronin, and I am just like, to me, it sounds like nope. Unless you're going to get back together with Terry,
Right.
you better have a better chance of getting back together with Terry Luttrell than Kevin. I think Kevin burned his bridge. I'm surprised that they even for just a halftime were professional, did their thing, and then that was it. So I don't know. That's what I think about the whole mess. I loved REO, but I think we're pretty much done with that, unless, like I said, the rest of them want to go around Terry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Who owns the name? From what I'm led to believe, it is Bruce Hall and Neil Doherty supposedly own REO Speedwagon. At least last time I remember reading. So I don't know if Cronin has like a part of it, but basically the majority of it is Bruce and Neil. So
Right.
Because Alan retired in 88, 89. Because he couldn't put up with the bullshit. that and his hands, I guess, were starting to bother him somewhat. But basically, it was he couldn't put up with the bullshit that was going on by then. I guess that's why Gary was drinking more, and that's how Gary got fired. And I'm just like,
He was the true musician of the band, though.
Gary was the soul of REO. That's
really
all there
was
was to it. Yeah, they did have great tunes in the 70s and early 80s, but I guess from what I've read, it all came down to that by 84, Can't Fight This Feeling was what turned the record company, and basically it was like they all pretty much that's how Kevin got to be even more of a diva, was because I guess the same thing, if you want to think about it, happened in 1980 with Styx and Dennis DeYoung. When they fired him, they did fire him back. The rest of the band did in 80 for like about, I think it didn't even last 3 months, because A&M went off and said, if you don't get Dennis back.
Paradise Theater?
No, it was before Paradise Theater. Yes, it was just after Cornerstone got released, and Babe was put on the charts, and they basically were like, we're not putting up with this shit.
When these record contracts get signed and the songwriter gets a lion's share of the money for publishing and stuff,
I'm letting you know.
They feel a little bit left out when they see one guy getting a lion's share of money and the other guys are working just as hard, even though they didn't write the song.
I've heard about that band, REO Speed Dealer. Seriously, there is a band that exists with that name. You could tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. That's right.
There's a fake band called Oreo Speedwagon.
I've seen that on Facebook. All right. Second tune of the Rare Record Rewind, 1963, out of Salem, Ohio. The band is called Drift. Title is what I've heard several of my former ladies tell me. Jam it.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Damn it. Damn it.
That's a good one too.
You've been treating me badly for such a long time. You've been giving someone else a good loving. Well, how about mine?
There.
I used to call you my lover, but you wanna be my friend. Anytime you wanna love me, baby, I want you. Let's call it an end.
That's all right, man. That's pretty good.
Huh. I don't know if I know that one, Sean. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah. Hell, who didn't? I had 71 in Walla, and I think back to all the things I did. Oh my God. Never mind. Can't talk about it here.
You
Me too, and it's probably from those big back seats from back in '71 Impala. That's right, Jam It
Again,
from Drift, Salem, Ohio, 1971. Please feed me, Seymour. Anywho, how are you, Bello? We didn't get a chance to talk yet, really, exactly.
just enjoying the tune.
That's right. That's right. Like I said,
Maybe later on, Tina was
I-
asking me about my song. Maybe I'll get to play my original for her.
what's this about? Oh, light up this. Yeah.
I said maybe after like you do your cues, you let me. I'll do the song for Tina. She was asking me about it.
Okay. Well, let's see. I got 3 songs left in the queue. So how about that?
I got all night. I don't care.
We got. So I figured, what the hell? Last minute, I thought I'd go off and play from Chicagoland, Illinois, 1960s, mid 60s. A very cool garage band. Those first 2 albums that they had, I'm still looking for the first one, for God's sakes. That is like on one of my top 5 want list.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and basically after
How long
those
have you
first
known
2
about it?
albums, huh?
How long have you known about it? Were you aware of it?
Since the 80s.
Wow.
And let's see here. You lost your V card to Green Day, huh? Well, everybody's got a band. The problem is I don't remember if there was any music being played when I lost my V card. I can't remember that. I just remember one of the coolest experiences that I had, which will probably always be etched in my mind, involved listening to Kiss's "I Love It Loud" while the act was going on, and I'll never forget that.
I used to have a shirt.
It was pretty good, Val. It was good. I mean, what? I'm sorry, what?
I had a Creatures of the Night shirt back in the day where on the front it said, I love it loud. And then on the back it said, if it's too loud, you're too old. That was like the best.
So in this top 5, and I gotta tell you the truth, in the late 70s, there used to be this flea market in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It was in a big barn, a big green barn. It was called Rosenthal's Barn because the lumber company was across the street, catty corner, and they ended up getting a big yard, and so they didn't need the barn anymore. So every weekend, they would have the Rosenthal flea market, they'd call it. And I remember having my hands on the New Colony 6 1966 album Breakthrough. That thing is a son of a bitch hard thing to get. They've reissued it, of course, since then, but I want an OG copy. I have an OG of their second album, okay, which one of these songs I'm going to play is off of. But we're talking the New Colony 6, who, guess what? They came up with the Revolutionary War outfits before Paul Revere and the Raiders did. Paul Revere and the Raiders swiped them. That's right. They stole it from the New Colony 6. No, it's all right. You didn't notice that. So I'm going to play you.
I'm flattered, Tina. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
They're very quick songs, these songs too, but their cover of Cadillac. Yes.
I don't want no Cadillac, C-A-D-I-L-L-S-E. When I got 'em, I'm thinking on back, C-A-D-I-L-L-S-E.
Wow.
Eyes early in the morning, C-A-D-I-L-L-S-E. Look at the cowards giving a warning, C-A-D-I-L-L-S-E. Oh, Cadillac. When I look in the trunk, but there wasn't no jack, C-A-D-I-L-L-S-E. C-A-T-I-L-L-S-E. Willie in America, I'm walking down the street. C-A-T-I-L-L-S-E. Look out the cow making fun out of me. C-A-T-I-L-L-S-E. Oh, Cadillac.
If I remember correctly, this is a cover from Howlin' Wolf. I don't blame you. I do the same thing. If she was alive.
I don't want no Cadillac. C-A-D-I-L-L-A-C. When I got 'em, I'm gonna take it all back. C-A-D-I-L-L-A-C. Come out to my house early in the morning. C-A-D-I-L-L-A-C. Look at the car, but she give me no warning.
I never heard this before my whole life.
Well, that's why we do these things here.
How did you find this song?
Oh, I've been a big fan of these guys since the 80s. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager.
Yeah, but this sounds like from the 60s.
It is. It's from the 60s, mid-60s.
Oh, wow. Is this like a regional hit? I mean, like...
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, yeah. So, the thing is, I had the pleasure of meeting two members of that band.
Oh, cool.
And currently they're still out there in the Chicagoland area. New
Wow.
Colony 6, run by Ray Graffia, who was one of the singers. Ray was a very cool dude. How I got to see New Colony 6 was in the middle of a pumpkin farm in Spring Grove, Illinois, on my birthday weekend back about I don't know, early O's. Okay. And it was a 50s cover band opened. Then it was New Colony 6. Then it was the Buckinghams. That was the triple bill right there. And I was like, it was so cool. You just heard all the shit. I was such a nerd. I brought like every New Colony 6 album I had at the time and got Ray to sign them. I have a picture of me and Ray. And then I met Ronnie Rice. And Ronnie Rice, he was a solo singer in the early 60s. He even actually cut a 45 for MGM Records before he joined New Colony 6. And I think he's on this next one that I'm going to play, but I saw him play in Antioch, Illinois, which is the town before Zion, Illinois, home of the Shoes. We brought up the Shoes before. Yeah. But Antioch had a big band shell downtown, and I found out that Ronnie Rice was going to play there. So, of course, being the nerd that I was, I brought all my New Colony stuff, and I ended up getting a CD of his, which had stuff from the early 60s. He burned the 45s onto this CDR, so like I'll play it once in a while. It's kind of fun. But so yeah, see, so when I was a teenager, it was still a new word. Yeah. I just right on. So Paul, right behind you. I never heard of Nectar either, so that might be another rabbit hole. You're gonna love Nectar. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, New Colony 6. They put out a couple albums, but when they ended up going to Mercury Records, I mean, they still were a little poppy, but they kind of were more ballady when they were on Mercury Records. They cut 2 albums there, and then after Mercury, they actually swung right back. They tried to get to be a little bit more rockin'. Right. But by that time, Ray was gone. Ronnie was still there. So this next one here, another 45. And by the way, that Centaur label that was shown on there was not the original Centaur label. They actually had, the Centaur label actually came out of a garage from one of the parents of the band. And they called it Centaur, as in the animal, the mythological animal. Well, there was another label called Centaur in the early 60s. They found out about the shit, put a cease and desist on them. Breakthrough was the only album that was labeled Centaur. Then they had to flip it. So what they did is that they're like, okay, cease and desist, and they simply changed it to Centaur, like you saw it. Yes, Crying Shame's another one. Scratch in the Sky. We'll play that another day. That'll be some fun. If you like progressive music, check out IQ. English band lead singer sounds a little bit like Peter Gabriel. Also Marillion. A whole bunch of goodly choices there. Now this one here, another quickie, 2 minutes. Another 2-minute song. From the Garage Days. I love you so much. And that's what I think about you guys, VC. Definitely.
So cool.
I hope and pray you see love come my way. Now you hear I felt your touch. I love you so much. Show me that you always care out there. I'll be there for you in my working days. I can tell you that. I always love you. Always love you. I always want you. Always want you. So put your arms around me.
Yep, they did a couple Sundays, and Rhino actually did one also. Yes, I love you here.
Show me that you always care. I'll be there, I'll be there. Giving you my walking days and stuff. You tell me. Always love you. Always love you. Always want you. Always want you. Just put your arms around me. Never let me go. Won't you please remember this? One sweet kiss is all I need to bring to mind. Our days so fun. All the things we do.
Yes.
What a great song, man.
That's some kick-ass shit. Now, one of my favorite things in my collection, and I ended up winning this in an eBay auction probably about a good 10, 15 years ago. There was a record store, Chicago area record store, that was shutting down. And
really?
Yeah, because the owner died. And I ended up getting, and the store was around at least since the 60s, okay? So I have a nearly band-signed album of theirs on the Mercury label. The album was the last one they did, called Attacking a Straw Man, which there's a little bit of psychedelic on it, but most of it's ballady stuff. And Ray's the only one I need for autograph. All the rest of them signed it, and half of that band is dead. So I just am like amazed when I found that album. I was like, holy crap. And I only spent $10 on the damn thing. And I'm like, there was like 7 guys in that band by then. There was no New Colony 6. They had extra.
Brother Richard.
Mercy Street comes to mind. Hi, Paul. Psycho, the leader of the island BC Mr. Vinyl community, slightly rooted, slightly crude choice fact in the face of the BC himself, melody pack. Mellow fan noise. Yes, that's what I'm hearing is mellow fan noise.
Really?
Yeah. He looks like Santa Claus. I'm trying to look like Santa Claus. What's that noise? That probably is the fan. It's not me. Although I do have a ceiling fan above me, but that's pretty quiet usually.
Sometimes the way it's angled.
Lots of back room. Yeah, it was mellow. Trust me, okay? I mean, I know that there's been some weird sound effects and stuff like that, but at least we know that the sound effect is not from 71. That sounds like a 60s tune, not an early 70s song.
Yeah, it really does.
There's a great little, I know that Rhino has got I think it's a 4 CD box set on like the complete roulette recordings, which I need to probably find. but somebody told me that there's a decent late 90s 2 CD comp from England. And I guess not only does it have the roulette stuff at the time, but they had 8 unreleased songs, and they got, which probably some of them are on that Rhino set. And then even a couple from Hog Heaven, which Hog Heaven is the Shondells after they left Tommy James.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've never seen that album. I gotta take a rip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you get to hear it now.
Oh, we're
Mr.
going?
Melody. Yeah, Mr. Melody.
We're going to do this, huh?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is for Tina. I appreciate you, baby, asking for this one. I love this song. This is called Light Up the Sky. Let's go. Every time you hear in this wondrous sound, make me feel just like you're on a merry-go-round, and then we'll light up the sky. Light up the sky. You don't have to back up, you can go as you are. We're going there together and we'll go real far, and then we'll light up the sky. Light up the sky. I really got it now. I'll help you sing aloud, and maybe then we'll climb up into the sky. Every year in the big crowd, we're unified boys that will sing through the clouds, and then we'll light up the sky. Light up the sky. I really got it now. I'll help you sing aloud, and maybe then we'll climb up into the Every time you hear this wondrous sound, make you feel just like you're on a merry-go-round, and then you light up the sky. Light up the sky. For you there, baby. Sweet.
Yay. What a night indeed, ladies and gentlemen. We had ourselves a nice one here, a little over 2 hours.
Appreciate you guys. I love you guys.
that. And I do love you guys out there too. I'll
Thank
tell
you,
you.
Richard.
I'm not bullshitting when I say that
Thank
we've
you,
got
Brandon.
probably the best fucking audience here in YouTube
Real
is
guys.
you guys. That's right.
I
You know
float
who
off
you
the show
are.
every time I float off this show every time.
Exactly. We had almost 32 people in here today in the room, and I'm really appreciative of that. Boy, I'm telling you, I do love doing these shows, guys. I really do. Tomorrow, I'm hoping, barring anything stupid, I'm heading about a couple towns down. I'm going to hit up a couple places I haven't been to in months, some resale shops and some, and maybe an antique mall, but mostly resale shops tomorrow. And might be hitting up a Little Debbie outlet store. Yeah, they're going to move this Little Debbie outlet store to a bigger building, I'm told. So I don't know where they're moving it to, but yeah, we got a couple Little Debbie outlet stores.
Really? We have a Pepperidge Farm one.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, we have a Pepperidge Farm outlet store, but I never knew they had Little Debbie's had one.
That'd be pretty damn cool. Oh God, I could. Shit, I'd be getting all the Milanos. I love Milano cookies.
I'll tell you what, the Pepperidge Farm store is pretty awesome because like everything's like half price.
from what they sell in the supermarket. And sometimes they have sales where you can like bundle up like different kinds of cookies, and then they have special things that aren't in stores. It's just to the Pepperidge Farm. They're pretty cool.
I'm telling you, I miss the old Hostess outlet stores. I really, really do. When the whole bankruptcy, that's what killed it. Yes, till we meet again. Brave mellow fact.
God bless you, Johnny. We love you, man.
All right. Like I said, I'm not promising nothing. We may do a show tonight. If not tonight, it'll be tomorrow or Wednesday night. I don't know. We'll figure it out one way as we go along. That's how we do it around this place. Once again, I thank you all for being here. It is time for a bearded fat man to chew, a 58-year-old bearded fat man now, to chew a 45. Good night, everybody. Da-da-da-da-da. Psycho's Platters is a Love Peace production.